any suggestions on how to polish Ghillie Brogues? Never polished shoes with embroidery on them before. Any ideas and techniques?
I'm assuming by embroidery he means embellishment.
The broguing.
Yeah. No different than polishing wingtips. So, however you would normally polish wingtips, I would do it effectively the same way. Using shoe polish and a cloth, wiping it on, letting it sit for a little bit, then using a good brush and a firm, stiff brush, and really, getting in there, just getting into the cracks is the biggest tip in polishing, is making sure that you're in the cracks. You get the polish into the cracks and into the broguing and the little embellishments, and then when you're brushing it off, you're getting in there with it. I'd say make sure you're wearing old clothes because you may be flicking little bits of polish all over the place. Eric, any other tips for polishing?
Yeah, I would do it on the back porch or someplace where your wife is not going to be upset when you do make that mess. Yeah, I think if anything, when you're actually polishing, the only risk you'd have is getting excess wax or whatever built up in the holes. But I've never had that problem. I think the main thing is getting it clean first. Choosing a good shoe soap option, whichever that might be for you. I used to use a saddle soap back in the old days. Basically, and making sure you get in there. Even I had like a soft bristle toothbrush, like an old used toothbrush. I used that to just kind of swirl around in the broguing and everything, and around the stitching and everything, just to get the dirt out first. That's the primary goal. And then after that, the polish should not be a problem. Has never been for me.
Neatsfoot oil?
What?
Did you ever use Neatsfoot oil, Eric?
No.
Because that, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Neatsfoot oil will only allow it to take as much as it needs. So it won't allow it to oversaturate. So if I'm remembering Neatsfoot correctly, because I remember we used that on our boots for World War I, World War II, as well.
I want to check that out. That sounds like a good tip. Thank you.
Would Neatsfoot oil make it too floppy or too supple over time?
No, it never softened. It never softened it. It just allowed just the amount to saturate into.
Okay.
Now you don't want to obviously you don't want to
soak them in Neatsfoot oil.
Yeah, because that will deteriorate them, just like you would with the saddle soap. You don't want to over saddle soap it.
Right.
Because I think if I'm remembering correctly, it's the Neatsfoot oil first, then the saddle soap. It doesn't allow the saddle soap to oversaturate, then the polish.
Yeah, I think, and even before that, do some dry brushing. Like I said, getting the particulate matter off the shoe first. But that sounds like a really good tip. I'd like to try that. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about them. I don't think my shoes have ever gotten dirty enough to need a full-on dry brushing, but that's a very good point. If you have any little mud bits or any little particulates in the broguing, in the holes, that kind of thing. Yeah, I like the dry brushing thing. I didn't think about that. Or using an old toothbrush to kind of, or your wife's new toothbrush, I don't know, to kind of get the polish into the holes. I didn't think about that before.
Yeah, it's just kind of take your time. It really depends on how much you're abusing the shoes. Like I'm wearing these at festivals, going around in the grass and everything. So probably not everybody has that problem. But yeah, now if you're going to be really old school, you should be mixing up some lard with some charcoal black from the fireplace. Then you make some true boot black. Then it's go 150-year technology. Go back to the 1840s and do it that way. No.
Have at it.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right.
I'm fresh out of lard. Sorry.
I got lard. What's hard to find though is suet. You can't get suet in this country, which is pissing me off because I'm trying to make some boiled puddings, and you can't buy suet.
Really?
In this country. Yeah. Now there's a difference between the suet you use in a bird feeder and suet you eat. Okay, bird suet is not the same thing. So.
Okay, fine. I was gonna say we used to have suet for the what's it called, woodpeckers out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not the same stuff at all. But
all
anyway,
right,
that's a
fine.
tangent. So no, I like that. I'm really grateful to Mac for that tip. I want to try that next time.
Who knew? You come to Kilts and Culture to learn about bird seed and suet.
So what do you think? Shoot us a comment, let us know. In the meantime, check out these videos over here for a lot more on this particular topic. And as always, we would appreciate if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Have a great day, guys.